Part 16. Great Voyage, Invincibility begins from the word spirit fruit. Author, Drunk in March at Westlake. Chapter 151. Humph, who said I don't want it anymore? Kiat snorted coldly and was about to swallow the shasha fruit. Pizarro was right, the shasha fruit is also a natural type, and there are many people who covet it. If he lets this opportunity pass and wants to gain powerful abilities, who knows? How long do you have to wait? Just like that, all the powerful devil fruits in Lucifer's hands have heirs. San Juan Wolf, the person with the superhuman stone fruit ability. Shiruame, the person with the natural blood fruit ability. The fantasy beast Red Earl, who has the vampire fruit ability. Pizarro, who has the natural rock fruit ability. Chote, who has the natural rustling fruit ability. With strong combat power and powerful devil fruit ability, you can subdue these men, Lucifer's ghost pirates. The combat power of the group's top management has finally surpassed that of the other Yonko pirates. With the current combat power of the Netherworld pirates, coupled with Lucifer's strength, the Netherworld pirates can rank first in the world in terms of strength and power. It's just a pity that no one wants the poison fruit. Lucifer distributed the dozens of ordinary devil fruits to some pirates with a bounty of over 100 million. But the poison fruit cannot be given to others casually. This is a very powerful ability. If the user is not qualified enough, its power will be wasted. Tell me, why doesn't anyone want such a powerful ability? Lucifer threw the poison fruit up and down and shook his head speechlessly. Everyone around him felt a chill. The poison fruit was very strong, but its side effects were also great. He had to take poison every day and suffered from diarrhea. I won't talk about it for an hour. From now on, I will become a poisonous person and cannot get close to others. As a man, eating the poisonous fruit means cutting off the happy life in the future. How can I eat it? Captain Lucifer, we're here. Suddenly, Charlotte Perros shouted from the bow of the Netherworld. Lucifer raised his eyes and saw a desert island appearing on the sea in front of him. In Perros' hand was a life card. They guide the direction. Lucifer is now in a remote sea area in the first half of the Grand Route. It is outside the route and almost no ships will approach. The islands in the sea area are all desert islands, surrounded by no one. District. Without the guidance of the life card, you would not be able to find this place even if you search for 100 years. That guy Irving is pretty good at hiding. Lucifer smiled faintly. This time, he came here just to pick up Charlotte Irving. In other words, to pick up Nicole Robin. Everything is all for this woman. In order to get her, Lucifer really it was not easy. It even led to a big battle with the Navy headquarters. It can be said that Robin was the trigger of this all-out war. The Navy suffered heavy casualties because of her, and Impel Down fell because of her. Admiral Akainu Wood he died because of her, and it was also because of her that the naval hero Garp died. Beauty is a disaster, sometimes a woman can really shake the whole world. From this point of view, her name as the son of the devil is not wrong. On the edge of the desert island, Charlotte Owen looked overjoyed when she saw the pirate flag on the sea. Finally come. Come on, Nicole Robin, Captain Lucifer did all this for you. Irving grabbed Robin, stepped on the moon and walked in the air, flying towards the pirate ship in the distance. Soon, Irving took Robin to the deck of the Netherworld. Captain Lucifer, she is Nicole Robin. Owen brought Robin to Lucifer and said respectfully. Got it, thank you for your hard work, go down and rest first. At your command, Captain Lucifer. Owen stepped aside respectfully. At the same time, he saw Katakuri who was intact, and he breathed a sigh of relief. Since Katakuri is here, it proves that Lucifer rescued him. Robin sat on the deck, surrounded by a group of ferocious pirates. My heart was beating fast. It would be a lie to say I wasn't nervous. After all, These people are all monsters. Of course, the most terrifying monster is Lucifer. With Shilio and Way of Rain, compared with Bull and others, Lucifer's appearance is much more harmless and very handsome. But Robin does not dare to underestimate Lucifer. She is in the intelligence business, and she knows best how scary the handsome and harmless Lucifer is. Don't be nervous, Nicole Robin. I won't hurt you. It took me a lot of effort to find you. This journey has not been easy, Lucifer said with a slight smile. Robin took a deep breath and smiled. Should I feel honored, respected Lord Lucifer? Of course you should feel honored, woman. After all, Captain Lucifer broke out a big battle with the Navy headquarters because of you. Anilu interjected from the side. A big war? Robin was confused. They have been on the uninhabited island these days and have no idea what is happening in the outside world. That's right, because of you, the Navy headquarters lost more than 20,000 people this time, and even Navy Admiral Akainu and Navy hero Garp were killed. You say, should you feel honored? Shilio of the Rain sneered. The King of Evil, Bondi Waldo, and Xianyu Hunter also looked at Robin with complicated and strange eyes. They also knew that the reason why this war broke out was all because of this woman in front of them. The reason why they were able to get out of trouble had something to do with this woman. As a woman, I really envy you for being able to cause such a big disturbance. Nico Robin, your reputation as the son of the devil is indeed well deserved. Soon, you will be famous all over the world. Swanyu Hunter Katrin Daime looked at Robin and laughed sharply. As for Robin herself, she was stunned by everyone's words and her mind went blank. For her, Lucifer and the Navy headquarters broke out, the war ended. More than 25,000 people died in this war. Even the General Akainu and the naval hero Garp died. Robin's face was pale and he showed a wry smile. How could she be so good? She was worthy of Lucifer. Are you here for the historical text? Robin is a smart man and quickly thought of this. That's right, after all, you may be the only person left in the world who can understand the text of history. Lucifer leaned on the sofa and looked at her calmly. How is it, do you want to join the Nether Pirates? With my protection, you no longer have to run away, and no one can threaten you anymore. Do I have a choice? Of course not. Lucifer spent so much effort, how could he give Robin a chance to choose? She could only agree and become the historian of the Netherworld Pirates. Okay, people have been picked up, it's time to go back. Kids, let's set sail back to the new world. Roar. With bursts of roars, the Nether Pirates' fleet began to march towards the new world. The news of the Impel Down war could not be concealed, and it quickly spread throughout the new world. Morgans was very excited, trembling with excitement. He felt that this period was his highlight moment. Reports that shocked the world were spread all over the world through his hands. In this era, he is destined to be the most successful reporter. The Nether Pirates went to war with the Navy headquarters, and the Nether Pirates won a great victory. General Akainu has fallen. The Navy headquarters suffered heavy losses. Navy hero Garp died in battle, and Lucifer became the strongest in the world. The legend fell, and the naval hero Garp died at the hands of the demon Lucifer. Fighting alone against the hero Garp and the 3 Navy generals, how strong is Lucifer? Kill the General Akainu first, then the hero Garp, and the demon Lucifer will rule the world. The secret that the world's strongest man, the devil Lucifer, has to tell. With the death of Akainu Garp, the Navy's strength is unprecedentedly weak. The tide of the times is coming, Lucifer's goal is the king of the world. After conquering all the big pirates in Impel City, the strength of the Nether Pirates group skyrocketed. Morgan's inspiration amplified unprecedentedly, pouring out like a flood. He wrote headlines that were sensational but not exaggerated, and reports that shocked countless people and shocked the world. When the news spread, the whole world was turned upside down. Dad, Dad, something big happened. On the Moby Dick, Marco's voice echoed around, with a hint of panic in his voice. Great Voyage, Invincibility begins from the word spirit fruit. Author, Drunk in March at West Lake. Chapter 152. Goo la la la, what's the matter, Marco? Don't be nervous, no matter what happens, it won't affect our Whitebeard pirates. Whitebeard laughed. He was in a good mood today and felt that his body was much better after the old injury recurred. No, the Nether Pirates and the Navy headquarters are at war, Lucifer and he. Before Marco could finish speaking, countless newspapers fell from the sky and landed on the deck of the pirate ship. Many pirates picked up the newspaper and read it at the same time, including Whitebeard. And just looking at it made Whitebeard and all the members of the Whitebeard pirates widen their eyes. The pirates were stunned and dumbfounded. They looked at the newspapers and wanted to speak, but they only made hoarse screams. They had been stunned by the news registered in the newspaper and could not say anything. The legend fell, and the naval hero Garp died at the hands of the demon Lucifer. What Whitebeard saw was this front page headline. The close-up photo was of the scene where Lucifer broke Garp's neck with one hand. Garp, was he actually killed by that kid? Whitebeard's brain also went blank for a moment. The news was so shocking, and his first reaction was that it was fake. Who is Garp? That is the undefeated naval hero. How strong is Garp? Whitebeard knows best. In his opinion, no one in this world can kill Garp. But now that the photos have come out and are right in front of his eyes, everything is true. Whitebeard has to believe that Garp really died in the battle. Yes, died at the hands of Lucifer. Is that Lucifer strong enough to kill Garp? Whitebeard put down the newspaper in his hand, with infinite emotions in his heart. At this moment, his mood was very complicated. He and Garp were opposites, and they had fought each other countless times. But they also sympathized with each other and formed a deep friendship. Friendship. Just like Roger was able to entrust his biological son to Garp before he died. The relationship between Whitebeard and Garp was also very good. Now that he is dead, Whitebeard is naturally infinitely sad. Garp, you are getting old too. Farewell. Whitebeard poured the wine in the bowl at his feet as a sacrificial wine to send Garp on his way. At this moment, the members of the Whitebeard pirates were all flipping through the newspapers and were shocked. General Akainu has fallen. The Navy headquarters suffered heavy losses. Fighting alone against the hero Garp and the three Navy generals, how strong is Lucifer? Kill the General Akainu first, then the hero Garp, and the demon Lucifer will rule the world. Looking at the headlines, many pirates roared in disbelief. How could Lucifer be so strong? Is that a lie? Even the generals Akainu and Garp died in his hands. One person can compete with three generals and Garp. Is there such a strong person in the world? Morgans can't be a liar, right? I don't believe there can't be such a strong person in the world. Right? The world will never allow such awesome people to exist. The pirates of the Whitebeard pirates all looked crazy and murmured to themselves. They said they didn't believe it, but in fact they already believed it in their hearts. Their trembling hands, cold sweat on their faces, and screams of terror, this is the best evidence. Looking at the newspaper saying that Lucifer is the strongest in the world, none of the pirates in the Whitebeard pirates stood up to refute. With such a record, Lucifer is the strongest in the world. Even if it is natural. It's Whitebeard, but he can't compare to Lucifer. Blackbeard in the corner was hit again, and his mentality exploded again. Word spirit fruit. Word spirit fruit. Word spirit fruit. He stared at Lucifer's photo and murmured to himself. It must be the word spirit fruit. Lucifer is so powerful because of the word spirit fruit. Why didn't I get this fruit? If I get this fruit, everything about Lucifer is mine now. Damn Lucifer, why is he so lucky? Kill him, must kill him. Having been hit by Lucifer repeatedly, Blackbeard's mentality is no longer as calm as before. His body exudes dark murderous intent and infinite malice, and his expression is very twisted and ferocious. If anyone sees Blackbeard at this moment, you must be able to notice the difference in him. Compared with the good gentleman who was hidden in the past, the current Blackbeard is like a crazy beast. It's a pity that at this moment, everyone's attention is focused on the newspaper. Even Whitebeard, and didn't notice anything unusual about Blackbeard. New World, Wano Country and Nagashima. Captain Kaido, something bad is going on, Lucifer, Lucifer. A pirate rushed into a Nagashima palace in a panic. His foot slipped and he fell face down to the ground. The newspapers in his hands were scattered, and one of them happened to fall into Kaido's hands. Kill the General Akainu first, then the hero Garp, and the demon Lucifer will rule the world. When Kaido saw the newspaper title, his eyes widened instantly, and a powerful murderous aura burst out from him. Lucifer, that damn bastard, actually started a war with the Navy headquarters. Kaido couldn't help but cover his left chest. There was a huge and ferocious scar there, covering almost the entire left half of his chest. It was the location of the heart and the most vital part of the human body. This was what Lucifer left for him. Eternal scars. Whenever he thinks of Lucifer, Kaido will feel a dull pain in his wounds. Except for the scar on his left chest, Kaido's whole body is covered with cracks and scars. The scars are like centipedes entangled on Kaido's body, very hideous and terrifying. These scars were all left by Lucifer to Kaido, and they are a shame that Kaido can never erase. Dominate the world. The strongest in the world. Damn bastard. Kaido became furious and tore the newspaper in his hand into pieces. At the same time, the pirate who was delivering the newspaper was trampled to death by him. Lucifer. Damn little devil, I will kill you one day. Kaido's roar echoed in a Nagashima palace, and at the same time, powerful overlord's haki erupted. The beams shook violently, as if they would collapse. Each and every pirate was struck by overlord's color, and fell to the ground unconscious like wheat. Roar. With the roar of the dragon, Kaido turned into a giant dragon and soared into the sky, flying up to the clouds above a Nagashima. The anger in his heart was too strong and he needed to vent it out. In a Nagashima palace, only embers of fire were left. Quinn and several powerful Cotters are still awake. Break through the Impel City and take away all the pirates inside. Lucifer's nether pirates must have grown in strength. Yan Liangjin looked at the newspaper in his hand, and rarely maintained his last trace of calmness. You're right, that bastard Lucifer will definitely declare war on us after recruiting so many subordinates. Ah! My courage is about to be scared out of my mind and I really want to run away. Quinn covered his face with his hands and let out piercing screams. The pirates under him were also afraid. Seeing that Quinn was afraid, they were also afraid. Shut up, Quinn, disturbing the morale of the army is a serious crime. If you dare to talk nonsense again without Lucifer, I will kill you first. Yan Liangjin glanced at Quinn and let out a low roar. Ah! It's so scary, so weird. Quinn's tone changed. Execute the bastard, I'm not afraid of you. You want to kill me, but you can't do it? Want to try it? Jin burst out with a murderous aura, and the flames burning on his back suddenly became larger and larger. Okay, stop arguing, let's think about what to do first, right? Lucifer is too powerful and has sufficient troops now. Our beast pirates have a very low chance of winning. That's right, if a war breaks out, we will definitely lose. A few voices came from the corner, and those who spoke were the senior Cotters of the Beast's pirates, Phosphoo, Black Maria, and Sasaki. It was too early, the Lincoln Six Sons had not been formed yet. How about evacuating Wano before Lucifer comes? Sasaki suddenly suggested. Go talk to Captain Kaido. Fozaifu and Black Maria all looked at him like a fool. Sasaki shuddered and shook his head. Let's forget it. I'm afraid Captain Kaido will kill me. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Great Voyage, Invincibility begins from the word spirit fruit. Author, Drunk in March at West Lake. Chapter 153. How could Kaido do such a shameful thing when he ran away before being beaten? As long as Sasaki dares to make this suggestion, Kaido will give him a stick and fly him into outer space without saying a word. So what should I do now? I can't fight and I can't escape. Is it possible to stay here and wait to die? Sasaki was very irritated. Suddenly, he had the idea of quitting the Beast Pirates. He thought that joining the Beast Pirates was to find a big backer, but he didn't expect that even the Beast Pirates would have no choice now. Let's prepare for war first. Yan Liangjin said, gather back all the people scattered outside. Lucifer is strong, but we are not weak either. Even if you can't beat him, you can't make it easy for him. Black Maria said, why don't you discuss it with Captain Kaido? No, he can't listen to anything now. Everyone looked up at the sky. Black clouds were gathering, the wind and clouds were changing colors, and Kaido's anger had exploded. Kaido in this state couldn't listen to anything he said. New World, a summer island with bright sunshine and pleasant scenery. The red-haired pirates are stationed on the island for vacation. A group of pirates were very leisurely, drinking, chatting, and bragging at the banquet. They don't look like pirates at all, more like a group of people on vacation. Suddenly, a pirate ran in panic from a distance. No good, something bad has happened, Lucifer and the Navy headquarters are at war. The pirate's voice spread, causing the lively banquet to come to an abrupt end. All the pirates looked this way at the same time. Captain, Lucifer and the Navy headquarters are at war, and. The pirate was panting and couldn't say the next words at all. A group of pirates looked at each other with big eyes and small eyes, and were so anxious that they wanted to hit someone. And what? The grinding and chirping is really annoying. Jesus stepped forward and grabbed the newspaper from the pirate's hand. He kept one copy for himself, and distributed the rest to red-haired Shanks and other cotters. The moment they saw the newspaper, all the cotters' expressions were horrified. My eyes were wide open, dumbfounded, and my mind was blank. I just felt like the sky was falling and the earth was falling, as if I was in a dream. General Akainu died in battle. Hero Garp died in battle. The Nether Pirates defeated the elite navy and destroyed the Impel City. Are you kidding me? Such a big thing happened and we didn't hear any news at all. Is Lucifer that strong? Can he actually kill Akainu and Garp by himself? The Admiral and the hero Garp were both the strongest men in the world, and they were actually killed at the same time, which shocked the eyes of the red-haired pirates. Hey, Shanks, your hunch has come true. Vice Captain Doberman looked at the red-haired man and said in a deep voice. Ah, yes. I just didn't expect it to come so quickly. The red-haired face showed an unprecedented solemn expression. He stared at the close-up photo of Lucifer in the newspaper, with a cold light in his eyes, but the meaning was unclear. We also need to prepare early. Otherwise, the red-haired pirates will also be eaten by Lucifer as prey. Doberman looked at Shanks and said solemnly, have you decided? Yes, we have no choice. Whew. A gust of wind suddenly came, blowing the red hair away and blowing the newspaper in his hand into the sky. Kids, let's set sail. Roar. The red-haired pirates set sail and left the resort island. They quickly disappeared into the boundless sea. In the first half of the Grand Line, on an unknown sea area, two pirate groups met on a narrow road. Fire punch. Ace jumped up from his boat, jumped in front of the enemy ship and shot out a huge fire fist pillar. The fire fist hit the enemy ship, penetrated and sank it on the spot. The pirates on the ship were all without exception. All were killed. A group of pirates on the Ace of Spades looked at each other, a little helpless. The captain was too powerful, and they had no chance to take action. Since going to sea, every time they encountered an enemy, they would be punched to death by Ace. They felt that they were dispensable and had no sense of existence. Ace returned to the Ace of Spades and was immediately greeted by a group of pirates. "Now, Ace, let us take action next time. The enemy has been defeated by you every time, which makes us crew members very incompetent." "That's right, when we can't defeat you, it's still too late to take action." "Ah, is that so? Ha 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 ha, I will let you take the lead next time." Ace scratched his head and laughed. "Okay, let's have a banquet to celebrate our victory over the enemy." Oh! There was a lot of laughter on the Ace of Spades. Only the deputy captain Deus in the corner said nothing, looking at the newspaper in his hand with a solemn expression. "Hey, Deus, what's up?" "There's a party." Ace took a piece of meat with bones and ate it, and asked Deus to come with him. Yes, Deus, stop reading the newspaper. Let's have a party." Deus came to the banquet and said with a solemn expression, "Ace, something big has happened in the world." "Ha ha ha ha, what's wrong?" Ace laughed and didn't take it to heart at all. He was an optimistic person and never worried about anything. Deus said the fourth Emperor Lucifer and the Navy headquarters are at war. What? Real or fake? So sudden. All the members of the Jack of Spades pirates were shocked, and they all grabbed the newspaper from Deus and read it. Only Ace was indifferent. He never read newspapers, nor paid attention to these things. The war between the four emperors and the Navy headquarters was not at all, it was none of his business. However, the members of the Jack of Spades pirates were shocked by what was recorded in the message and started yelling. Hey, no, General Akainu was killed. There was also the naval hero Garp, who actually died in battle. Is Lucifer that strong? A group of pirates marveled at Lucifer's power, but they didn't notice that Ace's face had changed. Hey, what did you just say? Ace suddenly yelled. What? Is Lucifer so strong? Not one. Ace grabbed the newspaper from his men's hands and saw the huge headline on it at a glance. Navy hero Garp died in battle. The close-up photo showed Lucifer strangling Garp to death. Died. The old man is actually dead. Impossible, how is this possible? Ace's face changed drastically, he broke out in a cold sweat, his hands kept shaking, and tears poured out of his eyes involuntarily. Although he became a pirate and was at odds with the Navy. But Garp had a nurturing grace for him, and Ace was still very grateful. Now seeing the news of his death, Ace will of course be sad. Ace, what's wrong with you? The pirates under his command were very confused. They didn't know why Ace suddenly became like this. Garp, he is my grandfather. Nanny. Navy hero Garp is Ace's grandfather. So how did Ace become a pirate? Ah, no, that Garp is not now. Everyone in the Jack of Spades pirates has shut up. Lucifer, that bastard, I must kill him. Ace yelled crazily, and flames erupted from his hands, burning the newspaper to ashes. Vice Captain Deus quickly came out to stop him. Don't be impulsive, Ace, we can't kill him now. Lucifer is the great pirate of the four emperors of the New World, and is now recognized as the strongest man in the world. We are no match for him, and if we fight against him now, we are seeking death. Even the third admiral of the Navy and Vice Admiral Garp were defeated, so what can we do? What Deus said makes sense, Ace, don't be impulsive. We are too weak now to defeat Lucifer. Impossible, no hope at all. The members of the Jack of Spades pirates all shook their heads with regret. Who is Lucifer? That is the four emperors of the New World, the strongest man in the world today. He has countless strong men under his command, and there are tens of thousands of elite pirates. And they what? It's just a rookie pirate group that just debuted, with less than 20 members, not even a fraction of the Netherworld pirates. How can they fight Lucifer? Not to mention defeating Lucifer. Maybe even Lucifer's without even meeting him, he was already solved by the leaders of the Netherworld pirates. Ace, calm down, don't be impulsive. If you really want to take revenge, you should stay calm. You are still young. As long as you continue to become stronger and expand your power, you will one day be able to compete with Lucifer. Deus's persuasion finally made Ace calm down. Great Voyage, Invincibility begins from the word spirit fruit. Author, Drunk in March at Westlake. Chapter 154. You are right, Deus, I need to calm down now. Ace clenched his fists, bit his lip and shed blood. That bastard Lucifer is in the New World, we have to go to the New World to find him. After saying that, Ace walked directly into the cabin and shut himself in the cabin. At this moment, Ace was not only sad, but also worried about Luffy, who was far away in the East China Sea. Luffy would be very sad if he knew that the old man was dead, right? Thinking of this, Ace's eyes shed tears again. The Grand Line, Baldigo, the White Earth Island. This is the headquarters of the Revolutionary Army, and the location is extremely secretive. Even CP agents all over the world have spent more than 10 years unable to find this place. In a huge white stone house, many members of the Revolutionary Army were going about their daily affairs. The ideas of the Revolutionary Army have spread to many islands, and the shadow of the Revolutionary Army is behind the destruction of many countries. A few days ago, another country ruled by a brutal monarch perished. For the members of the Revolutionary Army, this was great news, and all members were very happy. But only the Revolutionary Army Shulong still looked serious and expressionless. Looking at the dragon passing by, a member of the Revolutionary Army said, "Why doesn't the leader look unhappy?" That's of course. How could the leader be like us? The leader's chi-nourishing skills are very strong. I have been a member of the Revolutionary Army for 10 years and I have never seen the leader smile. Another senior revolutionary soldier said. It's really awesome. However, no one knew that Long was not only unhappy today, but also very sad and angry. On the rooftop, Long looked far away in the direction of the East China Sea as usual. In his hand, he held a stack of newspapers, and what was printed on it was the news of Garp's death in battle. The identity of the leader of the Revolutionary Army, Long, has always been a mystery. Very few people know about it. Even no one at the Revolutionary Army headquarters knows his origin. And his true identity is actually the biological son of the naval hero Garp. Son. Long took out an iron wine bottle from his arms and poured the wine at his feet. Have a good trip, old man. You never imagined that you would eventually leave this world in this way, right? Even if his father died, Long did not shed tears, nor did he yell to seek revenge on Lucifer. There was just a trace of sadness deep in his eyes. As the leader of the Revolutionary Army, Long was very firm in his position, that is, overthrow the rule of the world government. Personal grudges are insignificant in the face of the organization's position. It is impossible for Long to lead the Revolutionary Army to fight Lucifer just because he wants to avenge himself. Demon Lucifer, how ambitious is this monster? Long looked at Lucifer's photo in the newspaper, his pupils flashing with cold light. It was not murderous intent, but inquiry. Long had been aware of Lucifer's danger a long time ago, and this incident confirmed his judgment. Long was very certain that Lucifer is different from ordinary pirates. Lucifer wants more than just the great secret treasure. He also wants more. There has only been one such pirate, the Forbidden Rocks. The wave of the times is coming. As if in response to the dragon's words, a fierce wind suddenly blew in the distance. The wind set off huge waves, which hit the edge of the island hard. Rumble. A piece of coast of the White Earth Island was washed away, shattered and sank into the deep sea. Captain Lucifer, the Navy's latest bounty order is out. On the netherworld, Lucifer was sitting on the bow of the ship blowing the sea breeze, and Enel dropped from the mast with a stack of reward orders. Oh! Is it finally out? I've been waiting for this for a long time. Ha 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 ha, my reward must be terrifyingly high, right? Shit, how much bounty can you get for a weakling? My bounty must be higher than yours. What did you say? Want to fight? Just fight, am I afraid of you? The evil King Pizarro, the big wine Joe, and Shilio of the Rain are all very interested in their bounties. Lucifer took the bounty order and saw his huge bounty at a glance. Demon Lucifer, bounty 6,052.5 million Baileys, the heinous crime, no matter life or death. The bounty of 6,052.5 million Baileys has surpassed Whitebeard's 5,046 million Baileys and One Piece Roger's 5,564.8 million Baileys. Now, Lucifer is truly the criminal with the highest bounty in the world. The news about Rox has been covered up, and traces of his existence have been completely erased, so the amount of his reward is unknown. The Navy headquarters sets the amount of the reward based on a person's strength and the degree of danger. Obviously, in the Navy's perception, Lucifer is more powerful and dangerous than the pirate king Roger. After all, Roger only became a pirate for freedom and has never invaded the Navy headquarters or the Holy Land Mary Jo yet. But Lucifer is different. He took the initiative to invade Impel Down City and the Holy Land Marijoa, killing countless celestial dragons. Lucifer is far more dangerous than One Piece Roger. Just from the amount of the reward this time, it is enough to see how afraid of Lucifer is the government of the world. Then came the bounty orders for members of the Netherworld Pirates. There were a lot of them, hundreds of them. After all, this time it was a big fuss. In addition to the bounty orders for the original members of the Netherworld Pirates, the order has been updated, and the pirates who escaped from Impel Down City also have new reward orders. The one behind Lucifer is indeed the Red Earl, and the reward amount is also terrifyingly high. Red Earl Baloric Rydfield, the bounty of 4.3337 million Baileys is on his head, and he will not be killed whether he lives or lives for the heinous crimes. Edward Weeble, Whitebeard II, has a bounty of 1.270 million Baileys, and he will not live or die for the heinous crimes. Charlotte Katakuri, the bounty is 1.157 billion Bailey. For the most heinous crimes, there is no risk of life or death. Thor Enel has a bounty of 1.028 million Bailey. For the most heinous crimes, the bounty is no matter life or death. Charlotte Smoothie, the bounty is 932 million Bailey. The crime is so heinous that no matter life or death. Shilio of Rain, the bounty is 895 million Baileys, the crime is so heinous, no matter life or death. The World Destroyer Bundy Waldo, the bounty is 880 million Baileys, the crime is so heinous, no matter life or death. Sialot Cracker, the bounty of 860 million Bailey is on his head, and the heinous crime will not matter whether he lives or lives. The evil King Abaro Pizarro, the bounty of 838 million Bailey is on the head, and the heinous crime will not matter whether he lives or lives. Xianyu Hunter Catelyn Dime, the bounty of 798 million Bailey is on the head, and the heinous crime will not matter whether he lives or lives. San Juan Wolf, the bounty of 770 million Bailey is on the head, the crime will be life or death for the heinous crime. Big Wine Basque Chote, the bounty is 755 million Baileys, the crime is extremely heinous, and he will live or die. Inu Arashi, the bounty is 720 million Baileys, and the crime is extremely heinous, and he will live or die. Cat Viper, the bounty is 715 million Baileys, and the crime is extremely evil, and he will live or die. The white god of death, Simon Hay, has a bounty of 644 million belly, and he will live or die for the heinous crimes. Caesar Curant, who has a bounty of 622 million belly, and he will live or die for the heinous crime. Jack the Ripper, has a bounty of 500 million. 90 million baileys, a heinous crime, no matter life or death. Weasel Cavendish, with a bounty of 535 million baileys on his head, committed a heinous crime, and no matter whether he lived or died. Battle Maid Baby 5, with a bounty of 510 million baileys, he has committed a heinous crime, no matter life or death. There were so many bounties, Lucifer only looked at a few of them. After this battle, Babel and Enlil's bounty finally exceeded 1 billion. Obviously, in this battle, they stopped the generals Aokiji and Kizaru respectively, allowing the navy to see their combat power. Together with Charlotte Katakuri, the Nether pirates now have a total of 3 prisoners with bounties exceeding 1 billion. Of course, in terms of strength, people like Shilio of the Rain, King Pizarro of Evil, Big Wine Chote, and Bundy Waldo are no worse than the Enilos, and the bounty can definitely exceed 1 billion. But they had just escaped from prison, and it was impossible for the Navy to directly set a bounty of more than 1 billion for them. If this incident hadn't been so big that even Impel Down City was completely destroyed, the world's government would have tried every means to cover up the escape of these legendary pirates. Issuing a reward order now must be a last resort. Generally speaking, after the battle in Impel Down City, the bounties of all members of the Netherworld pirates have been increased. One person exceeds 6 billion, one person exceeds 4 billion, and 3 people exceed 1 billion. There are 5 people with more than 800 million, and more than 30 people with more than 500 million. There are even more criminals with bounties worth over 100 million. The Nether pirates' reputation as the strongest in the world is well deserved. Great Voyage, Invincibility begins from the word spirit fruit. Author, Drunk in March at West Lake. Chapter 155. After Cake Island sank, Lucifer made Wheat Island the headquarters island of the Nether pirates. This place was originally controlled by Katakuri and is located in the core area of the Sea of All Nations. After returning to Wheat Island, Lucifer took Robin directly to the treasure room. I heard that you are the last person in the world who can read the text of history. Let me see your ability today, Nicole Robin. This is. When Robin saw the 2 historical texts of road signs in the treasure room, his eyes widened instantly. The historical text is the historical text. But why is it red? Robin immediately ran to the road sign historical text and touched the stone with his hand, as if he was seeing the most precious treasure in the world. Lucifer smiled calmly. This is different from ordinary historical texts. This is the road sign historical text. There are only 4 historical texts in the world. Grain. Road sign historical text. Robin was a little confused. It was obviously the first time she heard about the existence of the historical text of road signs. That's right. What is recorded in the historical text of the road sign is the endpoint of the Great Route, the exact location of Loch Drew. As long as you collect 4 road signs and historical texts, you can reach the final island of Ravdru. Now you understand why I want to find you, right? Do you also want to become the Pirate King? Robin looked at Lucifer. Lucifer smiled. Who doesn't want to be the Pirate King? After all, I am also a pirate. Okay, immediately interpret the information in the historical text of these 2 road signs. After Kojiki Odin, you are the second person who has the honor to interpret the information above. As a historian, this should be your lifelong wish, right? Robin was silent, not knowing what she was thinking. But she soon began to interpret the information on the historical text of the road sign. The ancient text was incomprehensible to ordinary people, but to Robin it was as simple as eating and drinking. Soon, she unlocked the secret of the words above. Through the above information, it is indeed possible to find an island location. But the two historical texts record two islands respectively. Could it be that there were two Loftdruug? Robin recorded the interpreted information on paper and sent it to Lucifer. You don't have to worry about this, you just need to be responsible for interpreting the historical text. Lucifer took the piece of paper and glanced at it, suddenly showing a sneer. Robin, no one should have told you that when a person's knowledge and domineering reaches a certain level, he can accurately tell whether a person is lying, right? Robin's expression froze. Captain Lucifer, I don't understand what you are talking about. Bang. As soon as he finished speaking, Robin was knocked out and hit the historical text of the road sign behind him. After several seconds, Robin slowly slid down from the stone. Hitting someone was like hanging a painting. After landing, Robin spit out a mouthful of blood and felt that all the bones in his body were broken and all his internal organs were displaced. All things are attracted by heaven. Lucifer grabbed Robin with 5 fingers and grabbed her neck with his palm. If you don't understand, I'll tell you that my knowledge, sex, and domineering energy have reached that level. So I can tell at a glance whether you are lying or not. The information you told me is false, right? Lucifer's palms became harder and harder. Robin felt suffocated, had difficulty breathing, and kept struggling. But how could her strength be compared to Lucifer's, and she was soon squeezed to the point where she rolled her eyes. Bang! Lucifer let go of his palms, Robin fell to the ground and immediately began to gasp for breath. The feeling of suffocation was painful, and the feeling of being on the verge of death was even more terrifying. Robin, I thought you were smart, but you let me down. Why did you lie to me? Lucifer looked at Robin at his feet calmly, his eyes were so cold that it made Robin's whole body tremble. Give you one last chance to decipher the correct information about the historical text of the road sign. Otherwise, don't blame me for not being a gentleman and not understanding how to show mercy to others. Robin saw the murderous intent in Lucifer's eyes, and felt fear in his heart, and his body began to tremble involuntarily. Yes, Captain Lucifer. This time, Robin didn't dare to be careful anymore and retranslated the historical text. In this way, Lucifer got the coordinates of the two islands. Never again, Nicole Robin. If you want to survive in the Netherworld Pirates, you have to be calm and honest. As long as you obey, you can live well and no one can hurt you. But if you try to be clever, your end will be miserable. To this day, Lucifer no longer has the emotion of pity in his heart. In order to achieve his goal, he can also kill women. After obtaining the two landmark locations, Lucifer immediately sent 2 pirate teams to the locations of the 2 islands. It doesn't matter whether you have clues or not. At least you need to know the difference between these 4 islands and other islands. In the palace, Lucifer was alone and opened the familiarity panel. Attribute panel. Host, Lucifer. Age, 24. Devil fruit, word spirit fruit. Physique, hell demon. Armed color Haki, domain. Wisdom color Haki, domain. Overlord color Haki, domain. Killing points, 266-3000. System, purchase the awakening ability of the word spirit fruit. Ding, the awakening ability of the word spirit fruit was purchased successfully, 2 million killing points were deducted, and the remaining killing points were 663,000. The fruit of word spirit is awakening and will take 7 days. Please wait patiently. At the same time that the killing point was deducted, an energy poured into Lucifer's body. The cells in Lucifer's body began to tremble at this moment, and they frantically absorbed the energy and began to evolve. At the same time, the power of the word spirit fruit in Lucifer's body also transformation occurred. Boom! A group of black mist emerged, completely covering Lucifer. The surging black mist spread in all directions and instantly filled the entire palace room. Fortunately, Lucifer controlled the spread of the black mist in time, otherwise this black mist it will continue to spread until it covers the entire wheat island. The black mist condensed, gradually liquefied, then solidified, turning into a huge dark stone. Lucifer seemed to be sealed in the stone. The extremely evil aura suddenly broke out, it enveloped the entire wheat island in an instant. The strong men on Wheat Island felt this evil aura for the first time, and their hair stood on end and their whole bodies were chilled. The weak pirates were even more unbearable, and their legs became weak from fear. Collapsed to the ground. What kind of smell is this? It's so evil. What power has the captain awakened again? It's the word spirit fruit, and only the word spirit fruit can be so powerful. No one is allowed to approach the palace. Anyone who disobeys orders will be killed without mercy. Anilu and Cavendish led people to seal off the entire palace. Lucifer was sealed in the center of the black stone, but he can still control his body. He can escape at any time if he wants. But not now, at this moment. Lucifer's power of the word spirit fruit is awakening. Once interrupted, the awakening will fail. People with devil fruit abilities will have side effects after failing to awaken, and they are likely to be controlled by the devil or become a fool. With system assistance, Lucifer Awakens failure should not have such serious side effects. But 2 million killing points must be lost. Stop thinking wildly, Lucifer calmed down and began to integrate the energy in his body. As time passed, the evil aura exuded by Lucifer more and more powerful. As long as the weak pirates are enveloped by this aura, their eyes will turn red and they will fall into a state of madness. For a moment, Lucifer's terror makes the pirates of the Netherworld pirate group even more frightened. In the Battle of Impel Down, the Navy headquarters suffered a disastrous defeat and heavy losses in troops. In order to replenish its military strength, the world government launched a massive global conscription campaign. The conditions are very generous. As long as you have the strength, you can directly obtain the position of Major General, Lieutenant General or even General without starting from the grassroots level. As soon as the news spread, the whole world was in a state of excitement, and countless righteous people went to the nearest naval base to sign up. People who claim to be powerful go directly to the Navy headquarters to participate in the selection. In this world, the Navy ultimately represents justice. Those who win the hearts and minds of the people win the world. If the Navy raises its arms and shouts, the natural situation will follow. In just a few days, the Navy headquarters received more than 1 million applications for enlistment. Of course, most of them are ordinary people and cannot be admitted directly. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Great Voyage, Invincibility begins from the word spirit fruit. Author, Drunk in March at West Lake. Chapter 156. Everyone who joins the Navy must pass draft selection. Those who lack strength, have poor qualifications, are in poor health, and cannot endure hardship and persist in training will be eliminated. But even if only 1/10 is left, the Navy can increase its strength by 100,000, which is enough to make up for the troops lost in the Battle of Impel Down. What many naval leaders really desire is a truly strong man. After all, too many high-level officials died at the hands of the Netherworld pirates. General Akainu, Lieutenant General Garp, 3 lieutenant generals, 9 major generals, and 27 brigadiers. Only by supplementing these high-level combat capabilities can the strength of the Navy headquarters be restored to its peak. But how can it be so easy to find general-level combat power? In the office of the headquarters, Marshal Zanguo had a sad look on his face, his brows furrowed together as if they could break steel. Pieces of personal intelligence information passed through his hands, but no one met his requirements. Don't worry, warring states period. There are only a few combatants who can match the generals, so they can't be found so easily. Lieutenant General, he sat aside and said. She was also checking the character intelligence information in her hand, but she was much calmer than Sengoku. Perhaps it was because of General He's fruit washing ability. Not only could she wash away the enemy's negative emotions, it can also wash away one's negative emotions. Therefore, Lieutenant General He can maintain absolute calmness no matter what the situation. It is precisely because of this that she can become the Chief Staff Officer of the Navy headquarters. Sengoku sighed deeply and said, "No, I'm anxious, but we don't have much time left. Who knows when that bastard Lucifer will come? If the Navy headquarters does not regain its strength in time, it is likely to be completely defeated by him. By then, this world will be over." Since the battle in Impel Down City, Sengoku has hardly slept. As soon as he closes his eyes, he will think of Lucifer. At the same time, he will also think of Garp, of himself fighting Lucifer and avenging Garp. Or watching until Lucifer broke into the Navy headquarters and slaughtered the Navy soldiers. In order to prevent himself from wandering, Sengoku could only use endless work to numb himself and divert his attention. Boom. 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 Suddenly, rapid footsteps sounded. A rear admiral pushed the door open and entered. "Reporting to Your Excellency, Marshal," a man came from the headquarters and said that he wanted to obtain the position of general. Hearing this, Warring States stood up from his chair and asked, "Who is here?" Since the news of the world recruitment spread, countless strong people come to the Navy headquarters every day to participate in the selection. These days, many people have directly obtained the positions of Colonel, Brigadier General and Major General in the Navy headquarters. There are even 2 people who directly he became a Lieutenant General at the Navy headquarters. But he was the first person to say that he wanted to get the position of General. Although there is only one military rank difference between a general and a lieutenant general, their strength is very different and they are not on the same level at all. Dare to speak up. There are many people who want to become lieutenant generals, but there are not any generals. It is important for people to be self-aware. If they fail to talk big words in the end, it means losing face. Even if they join the Navy in the future, they will be laughed at by countless people. So people who are not strong enough, will not say this sentence. And who dares to say this sentence means that he has terrifying strength. The rear admiral was hesitating and not knowing what to say. "What's wrong? That person has a problem." Warring States frowned, revealing a hint of murderous intent. There are pros and cons to recruiting soldiers from all over the world. Such a large-scale airborne attack on high-level officials will inevitably find opportunities for evil organizations to install undercover agents. If there is a real suspicion, Warring States will not be lenient. He would rather kill the wrong person than let it go. "No, that man is fine, his name is Fujitora, he is a swordsman, but he is blind," said the rear admiral. Blind. Warring States was also stunned. A blind man said he wanted to become a naval admiral? If he hadn't heard it with his own ears, Warring States would have thought he heard a joke. Yes, he is blind. Go check it out. Warring States has a slight interest in this man. He is not a person who judges books by their appearance. A blind man dares to come to the Navy headquarters and ask for the position of Navy Admiral. If he is not humiliating himself, then he has real ability. Come to the Navy headquarters training ground, here many Navy and self-recommended people have gathered. Everyone's eyes are on a blind swordsman who is blind. The onlookers have different looks, most of them are mocking, disdainful, watching the show. But some people have serious expressions. The same is true for Sengoku. The first time he saw Fujitora, he was sure that he was a truly strong man. No, it should be a monster that can rival the admiral. Kizaru, you are in charge of this test. Warring States looked at Kizaru and gave the order. It's really troublesome. Kizaru, who was sitting on the chair, was a little reluctant. But seeing Sengoku's cold eyes, Kizaru had to get up. If you want to directly become a senior naval officer, you must test your strength. If you ask for a major general, the major general will take action. Ask for it. Lieutenant general, the lieutenant general will take action. Now that Fujitora wants the position of general, of course the general must test his strength in person. Phew. In a flash of golden light, General Kizaru has appeared in front of Fujitora. Although Fujitora is blind, but seeing and hearing haki has been cultivated to the peak level, and his perception is very amazing. He noticed the appearance of Kizaru immediately. I'm sorry that I'm blind, but may I ask which general is here? Kizaru was very satisfied with Fujitora's humble attitude and said wretchedly, "You're welcome, I'm Kizaru." Oh, it turns out to be His Excellency Porisalano, whose name I have admired for a long time. No matter where I am, my strength is not worth mentioning, but you are the one who is truly terrifying. Kizaru is not an idiot. He can naturally detect the beastly aura emanating from Fujitora. Is it up to Mr. Porisalano to verify your strength this time? Then you're welcome. As soon as he finished speaking, Fujitora slowly pulled out the staff sword in his hand. The blade was halfway out of the sheath, with a cold light and murderous intent. It's really scary. It's really a monster. Haha, I'm making a fool of myself. Whoa. Fujitora volleyed his sword in the air, struck twice on the top of his head, and then sheathed the sword in an instant. A purple halo of light rose into the sky, breaking through the clouds and flying to the sky. There were countless onlookers beside the training ground, and they looked up at the sky at the same time. Kizaru was not in a hurry to take action. He put his hands in his pockets and looked at the sky. Then, a fire point appeared from the clouds, and the fire point grew larger at a speed visible to the naked eye. The onlookers were stunned for an instant, and broke out in cold sweat. Come on, are you kidding me? Meteorite, it's a meteorite. Run quickly, the meteorite is about to fall. Monster, this man is a monster. Seeing Fujitora's earth-shattering ultimate move, no one onlookers dared to underestimate him. This man is capable, and he really dares to snatch the position of general. Kizaru's expression has also changed, and he looks above his head. The falling meteorite was shocked and said, "It's really a monster, it's really scary. Ha 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 ha, I'm making a fool of myself, it's not worth mentioning." Fujitora put away his sword and stood up, touching the back of his head, feeling a little embarrassed. Run. The meteorite is falling. The onlookers were shocked and fled outside the martial arts training ground. Kizaru also knew that he could not delay any longer and turned into a golden light and rose into the sky. 8-foot Megatama. Countless flash bombs flew into the sky, hitting the meteorite and breaking it into countless meteorite fragments. At the same time, Fujitora also took action. With a knife in the air, a purple halo of light erupted, suspending all the falling meteorite fragments in mid-air. Then under his control, he moved the meteorite fragments overseas and finally threw them into the sea. The escaping Navy soldiers stopped and breathed a sigh of relief when they saw that the crisis was over. It seems there is no need to test again. Kizaru stopped after making one move. From this move, it can be seen that Fujitora is strong enough to assume the position of admiral. On the high platform, Sengoku was satisfied with the strength displayed by Fujitora. Nod. Tsuru, please double-check Fujitora's identity information and past experience to make sure nothing is missed. Got it, leave it to me. The admiral is the top priority. As an airborne monster, Fujitora's background will be checked countless times to ensure that he is not an undercover agent of an evil organization. Once the background check is passed, Fujitora will be the new admiral. Practice martial arts. Many Navy soldiers on the field looked at Fujitora with awe in their eyes. They all understood that if nothing unexpected happened, this man would soon be their Navy admiral. Great Voyage, Invincibility begins from the word spirit fruit. Author, drunk in March at West Lake. Chapter 157. Time has passed, and the evil atmosphere has enveloped Wheat Island for 7 days. Lucifer woke up from his deep sleep, and the moment he opened his eyes, the dark stone that sealed him exploded. Even the palace and castle on Wheat Island collapsed. Alas, that's a little too much. Lucifer flew out from the ruins, looked at the mess at his feet, and smiled slightly. The palace is generated. Lucifer raised his hand and waved lightly, and the fragments of the ruins of the palace below immediately rejoined together and recondensed into a more magnificent palace. Ding, the host's spirit fruit has been awakened successfully. The system prompt sounded, and Lucifer opened the attribute panel. Attribute panel. Host, Lucifer. Age, 24. Devil fruit, word spirit fruit, awakened. Physique, hell demon. Armed color Haki, domain. Wisdom color Haki, domain. Overlord color dominance, domain. Killing point, 663,000. The information on the attribute panel has changed. Lucifer's word spirit fruit has been successfully awakened. After awakening, the ability of the word spirit fruit has undergone a qualitative change. The most basic thing is that Lucifer's word spirit power can be directly it has an impact on the enemy. If Lucifer lets the enemy die, the enemy will really die. Of course, the power of the speaking spirit will weaken as the gap in strength shrinks. For example, for a general level powerhouse, Lucifer cannot yet say a word. Let him die. But the Vice Admiral's words should be able to do it. The most important thing is that Lucifer has gained the power to make rules with his word spirit. In Lucifer's word spirit realm, Lucifer can make his own rules. Lucifer said that fire can freeze people to death, so fire can freeze people to death. If ice can burn people, then ice can really burn people. Completely distort the rules of reality and create your own rules. This is true. Words follow the law and are above the rules. The power of the founding God is nothing more than this. Feeling the great power contained in his body, Lucifer suddenly felt heroic and had an idea of creating a new world in his heart. Lucifer wanted to use his own power to create a new world that truly belonged to him. However, now Lucifer is doing less than this. Creating a world is not as simple as it sounds. Lucifer can create all matter, but only life cannot be created. The current feeling of omnipotence is just the mentality brought about by the awakening of the word spirit fruit. It's just expansion. Phew. A flash of lightning, Enel came behind Lucifer. Captain Lucifer, what are you doing these days? Wheat Island was almost destroyed by you. Lucifer suppressed his irritation and smiled lightly. I didn't do anything, I just took a nap. Sleep. Enelu is confused. Can sleeping make such a big difference? The Red Earl, Uzhiliu, and others below are also confused. Even sleeping has such great power? It seems that sleeping in the captain will happen in the future. Don't interrupt casually during this time. Otherwise, if you are not careful, you will be killed unjustly. Okay, I haven't eaten in 7 days and I'm hungry. Get ready, let's have a party. After the order was given, the chef team quickly delivered various delicacies to the palace. When Lucifer awakened the fruit of word spirit, the recruitment operation of the Navy headquarters was in full swing. Lucifer's nether pirates are not idle either, and their expansion operations have been ongoing. After the Battle of Impel Down, Lucifer became the strongest in the new generation of the world, and the Netherworld pirates became the strongest Yonko pirates in the new world. Therefore, countless pirates from all over the world rushed to the waters of all nations, wanting to seek refuge with Lucifer. Of course, Lucifer will not ask for anything. Only pirates who pass the test of peripheral strength can successfully obtain the demon flag of the Netherworld pirates. On Wheat Island, in the palace, Lucifer held a banquet with the leaders of the Nether pirates. At the banquet, a group of cotters drank and ate meat, and the atmosphere was very lively. Lucifer ate so much that more than 30 pirates kept delivering food to him, and they could barely keep up with Lucifer's eating speed. Not eating for 7 days, coupled with the awakening of the word spirit fruit, consumed a lot of Lucifer's physical strength. Although Lucifer can use the power of speech spirit to directly restore his physical strength, that would be too boring. Under normal circumstances, Lucifer still likes to eat to restore his strength. Otherwise, everything will be realized with the power of words and spirits, and there will be no fun in life. What are you still doing? Captain, Captain Lucifer. Suddenly, Porkmas ran in from outside. What's wrong? Porkmas, what happened? Charlotte Cracker laughed, and everyone's eyes were focused on him. Captain Lucifer, here comes Stussy. Porkmas said respectfully. Stussy? What is that woman here for? Could it be that he has a crush on the captain? Want to come join us? The evil King Pizarro teased with a smile. Ha 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 ha, it's very possible, Pizarro, you are so smart for once. I think so too. If a woman wants to survive in the new world, she can only seek refuge with the strong. And Captain Lucifer is the strongest person in the new world, so of course she wants to join us. Enilu, Bundy Waldo, and others also laughed. Stussy has an extraordinary origin and is one of the kings of the underground world. But her identity is really not worth mentioning in the eyes of this group of monsters. Lucifer smiling faintly, bring her in. Yes, Captain Lucifer. Porkmusy respectfully withdrew. Soon, Stussy came to the banquet hall. The moment he stepped into the hall, Stussy felt that all the hair on his body stood on end, and a chill ran from his heels to the back of his head. In this banquet hall, there are too many monsters, including Eniru, Katakuri, Shiru of the Rain, and the King of Evil. Each of them is a terrifying monster stronger than her. Being stared at by so many monsters at the same time, only the Yonko can remain calm. Lucifer looked at Stussy and smiled playfully. Stussy, what's the matter with you coming to my territory? Stussy smiled charmingly and bowed to Lucifer. Lord Lucifer, the little girl is here this time to establish a cooperative relationship with the Crane Nether pirates. Lord Lucifer must also know that the little girl is weak. Without a backer, it will be difficult to survive in the new world. If Lord Lucifer is willing to protect the little girl, I am willing to hand over 30% of the annual income of Happy Street as a reward. Stussy is the queen of Happy Street, and her shadow can be found behind flower streets all over the world. The annual income of Happy Street is an astronomical figure, and 30% is a huge fortune. Such remuneration is a great proof of Stussy's sincerity. Lucifer shook the wine glass gently with a playful expression. 30%, what a big deal, are you willing to give it up? Stussy smiled slightly, of course, as long as we can get the protection of the Netherworld pirates. What does 30% mean? Is shelter enough? Do you want me to send you some more information? Hearing these words, Stussy's heart skipped a beat. What does Lord Lucifer mean? This little girl can't understand. Not understand? I see you understand very well. Lucifer showed a hint of sarcasm. Stussy, do you think I don't know your identity? As a member of CP0, you are braver than the sky if you dare to step into my territory. Or do you think I will be fooled by you like Big Mom? Lucifer's voice was very calm, but it sounded like thunder in Stussy's ears, making her mind go blank. He actually knows my identity? It's impossible. My identity is top secret. How could he? Do you know? Could it be that there is an undercover Lucifer in the world government? Stussy was shocked, and many officials in the banquet hall were also a little surprised at this moment. Is she an agent of CP0? A lackey of the world government? A member of the world's official government actually became one of the kings of the underground world. This chess piece was buried really deep. Everyone believed in what Lucifer said. They didn't know how Lucifer knew such confidential information, but as long as Lucifer said it, it must be true. An undercover agent dared to break into our lair. Stussy, you are really brave. I admire you a little. Ames Hillier stood up, a ball of blood was suspended in the air, and it had turned into a slash. Shiryu, leave her to me. Shiryu was about to take action, but Katakuri stopped him. I have some old scores to settle with her. Great Voyage, Invincibility begins from the word spirit fruit. Author, Drunk in March at West Lake. Chapter 158. Although the Big Mom pirates no longer exist, Katakuri will not forget the old score of Stussy fooling them in the past. Charlotte Cracker and Charlotte Perros also stood up and stared at Stussy with fierce expressions. Call out. The black shadow flashed, and Stussy disappeared instantly, turning into a black shadow and shooting towards the door. Navy 6. Little trick. Stussy is very fast, but Katakuri is even faster. In other words, before Stussy escapes, Katakuri has already seen her escaping. Bang! Katakuri teleports to Stussy was kicked in front of her. With a bang, Stussy was kicked back directly. Before Stussy landed, Katakuri had reappeared and stepped on her chest with a kick. The ground cracked, and a big pit appeared. Even if the enemy was a woman, Katakuri showed no mercy and was still ruthless in his attacks. Stussy was stepped on by Katakuri and vomited blood. She looked at Katakuri in fear. Takuri glanced at Katakuri, and immediately lost consciousness as Katakuri exerted force on his foot. Stussy's strength is actually quite good. She is a member of CP0, proficient in armed color and knowledge color haki, plus the 6th form of Navy. Her strength was comparable to that of a vice admiral. But unfortunately, she faced Katakuri, a quasi-admiral who could predict the future. In just a moment, Stussy was instantly killed by Katakuri. Katakuri Takuri looked at Lucifer and said respectfully, Captain Lucifer, we got it? Lucifer said nonchalantly, I'll leave her to you. Thanks Captain Lucifer. As the culprit who fooled the Big Mom pirates, Stussy fell into the hands of the Charlotte family and will definitely pay the price he deserves. Then, Lucifer looked at Smoothie and gave the order, Smoothie, take it with you. A team of people took down the Happy Street headquarters and merged it into the Netherworld Pirates. At your command, Captain Lucifer. After accepting the order, Charlotte Smoothie immediately left the banquet hall with a few people. Stussy's achievements and territory today are inseparable from the money and efforts of the world government. However, starting from today, everything about her will be taken away by Lucifer. All the efforts made by the world's government have made Lucifer's wedding dress. Captain Lucifer, just one happy street is not enough. Other industries in the dark world also play a great role. The evil King Pizarro suddenly said. How? You are interested in? Pizarro laughed, if we completely control the dark world, it will be a help to us, right? That makes sense. Although those idiots are weak, their power is still huge. All these forces combined together will be of great use to us. Shilio of the Rain, Bundy Waldo, and others also agreed. Lucifer smiled coldly, in that case, let's go for it. In addition to Stussy, there are also the underground loan shark Lufarad, the shipping king Umit, the hidden master Gibson, the funeral agency boss Drago Pietro, the president of the World Economic News Agency Morgans and Gold, the 6 kings of Tizara standing at the top. Lucifer created photos of 6 people out of thin air and threw them on the banquet table. I will personally go to the Golden Emperor Tizaro. You can choose your targets for the other 5. Is it necessary to go in person? Enilu was a little disdainful. Any one of them can take down a mere Golden Emperor. Even if they can't take it down, it's enough for the 2 of them to join forces. What's more, there's Red Earl Rider, so there's no need for Lucifer to take action himself. It doesn't matter, just treat it as a trip to Golden City. I have never been to the famous Golden City, so I decided to go and see it this time. Golden City is the largest entertainment city in the world. It is very famous in the New World. Almost every famous pirate has visited it. But Lucifer has never been there. He has been hunting pirates since he entered the New World. He has been hunting pirates for a long time. I have never enjoyed life. This time I just went to play and have some fun. Then leave this lone shark bastard to me. Aim no Shiru selected the photo of Rufarad, the lone shark tycoon. Then I will choose Umit, the king of shipping. Leave the stealth master Gibson to me. I'll go to the funeral parlor to see if Draco has prepared a coffin for himself. Morgans is an old friend. I went to catch up with him. Pizarro, Bundy Waldo, and others also all chose their own goals. The Golden City of Gulen Tetsalo is the world's largest entertainment city. It is an independent country and demilitarized zone recognized by the world government. The government of the world cannot take action here casually, and at the same time, the owner of the Golden City, Gilder Tizalo, has power no less than that of the celestial dragons. As a user with the Golden Fruit ability, Gilder Tizaro is the richest man in the world. He owns 20% of the Pele in the world, taking both black and white. It is precisely because of his money that Tizaro can control the celestial dragons and use the power of the world's government. In the underground world, Tizaro is the Golden Emperor who controls the dark world with money, and his power extends to every corner of the world. Oh, it's really spectacular. On the bow of the netherworld, Cavendish looked at the huge Golden City in the distance and sighed sincerely. The Golden City was entirely made of gold, with a total length of 10,000 meters, 10 kilometers, and there were towns and palaces on it. Regardless of be it palaces, cities, or streets, everything is made of gold. It's so arrogant for a mere golden emperor to possess such huge wealth. Captain Lucifer, let's kill him. In this case, the Golden City is ours. Enilu still has a special liking for gold. When he sees gold, his eyes show extremely strong greed. He is not short of money, but he likes the feeling of being surrounded by gold. The Golden City is on the empty island, and Enilu leads he couldn't come down. He couldn't let Lucifer use the power of speech to build him a golden palace. Now seeing the Golden City of Tizaro, Enilu felt an extremely strong possessive desire in his heart. He wanted to get this Golden City to use be your own palace. Lucifer saw Enilu's little thoughts at a glance and smiled calmly. If you can beat him, I have no problem with that. Well, leave him to me to deal with him later. Don't grab him from me. Enel said, looking at Cavendish, Jack, and others around him. Jack blew out a smoke ring and said calmly, don't worry, we are not as evil as you. Don't you feel ashamed to live in a palace made of gold? I feel very uncomfortable. You see, even Vabel dislikes you. Cavendish looked at Enelu and said mockingly. Humph, a bunch of tasteless guys, the gods are not as knowledgeable as you. Mortals can never understand how noble the gods' taste is. While he was talking, the netherworld sailed into the entrance passage of the Golden City. The passage was very large, and dense gold powder fell from the sky. Not only was it sprinkled on the deck, but the sea water below was dyed golden. There's something wrong with these gold powders. Enilu stretched out his palm to catch the gold powder, and thunder and lightning broke out in his palm, melting it. Cavendish, Vabel, Jack, and others also used their own methods to disperse the falling gold powder. Lucifer knew that this was Tizaro left a secret hand for all the guests who entered the Golden City. His golden fruit ability has been awakened, and the gold powder soaked with his ability will be under his control no matter where it is. As long as Tizaro has a thought, the gold powder hidden on the guests will launch an attack. At that time, he can easily make people lose their fighting power. Lucifer looked at the many excited pirates around him, with a trace of ridicule flashing at the corner of his mouth. These people thought they had entered the gold. He could enjoy the supreme enjoyment in the Golden City, but he didn't know that his life was already controlled by Tizero at this moment. Soon, the netherworld came to the inner port of the Golden City. Seeing Lucifer appearing, the pirates at the port, everyone was shocked and dumbfounded. Many pirates had noticed the flag of the netherworld pirates for a long time, but they only thought that the people who came were members of the netherworld pirates. After all, many members of the Yonko pirates were very people who liked to come to the Golden City to spend money and have fun. But Lucifer is different. This is the real great pirate of the four emperors, and now he is the strongest in the world. The four emperors came in person, and all the pirates at the port felt their scalps numb. Trembling. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Great Voyage, Invincibility begins from the word spirit fruit. Author, drunk in March at Westlake. Chapter 159. Why does the devil Lucifer appear here? Move quickly and get out of the way. If you block the road, you will die. Walk. How to go? I have no feeling in my feet. It won't be cut off, right? It's so scary, I didn't even see him take action. You said something stupid, but your legs were so scared that they were not cut off. A pirate was furious and pulled his weak-legged companion to hide aside. At the same time, all the pirates in the port hid in the corner, and all the noisy sounds disappeared. A woman twisted her thin waist to meet him, and a face smile. Alas, what a distinguished guest, welcome Lord Lucifer to the Golden City. She is Bacala, a subordinate of the Golden Emperor, a superhuman lucky fruit user. The lucky fruit is a very unnatural ability. As long as she absorbs enough good luck, no attack can hit her. But unfortunately, this woman he didn't exert the power of the lucky fruit, he was just a rookie. Lord Lucifer is here. Lord Tizero has already said that all the expenses of the netherworld pirates will be borne by us. Please come with me. Under the leadership of Baccarat, Lucifer and his party entered the interior of the Golden City. Sure enough, as the legend said, everything inside is made of gold. As the world's largest entertainment city, there are all kinds of entertainment facilities here. Casino, Flower Street, racing, ring fighting, death gambling battle, only you can't think of it, but he can't do it. Lucifer smiled. It's really lively here, Tizero really knows how to enjoy it. Baccarat smiled slightly, thank you, Lord Lucifer. Please have fun. After that, Baccarat clapped his hands, and four beautiful bunny girls came up behind him. The bunny girls held a gold tray in their palms, which was full of chips. Baccarat said, this is a meeting gift from Lord Tetsara, please accept it. Lucifer smiled lightly, thank you very much. Baccarat said, the preparations for the banquet have begun. Please be sure to honor Lord Lucifer. Lord Tizero has always wanted to meet Lord Lucifer. Yeah? Tell him I'll be there. Yes. Baccarat smiled and stepped back. Lucifer led Enelu and his party into the casino. Captain, can't we just start the war? Why are you going through so many twists and turns? Enelu couldn't wait to occupy this golden city. He just wanted to kill the Golden Emperor quickly and didn't want to wait for a moment. Lucifer shook his head slightly, don't be anxious. It's a rare trip to the Golden City. Let's have some fun first. It would be a pity that such a large entertainment city was shattered. Lucifer glanced around the casino and saw many famous people. Lucifer, a famous pirate in the New World, with a bounty of more than 300 million belly, saw 7 or 8 at a glance, all of them were the famous pirate captain. There are also royal families and nobles from various countries. It can be said that this is a gathering place for the powerful. What a great hunting ground! Lucifer felt a murderous intention in his heart. Although it is not as good as Impel Down City or the lair of the four emperors' pirates, it is still a very good hunting ground. If you kill all the pirates here, you can at least get a killing point of 100,000. Bang! Suddenly there was a gunshot in the casino, followed by a scream. The guests at a gaming table fled one after another, and there was a body lying on the ground in a pool of blood. The surrounding guests saw the action after the identity of the person, they also stayed away from each other. Celestial dragons. No wonder he is so arrogant. Lucifer also saw clearly the identity of the murderer. He was wearing a helmet, with a runny nose, and was arrogant and domineering. He was clearly a member of the world's noble celestial dragon. Bang! 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 The person who was shot was a royal family member wearing gorgeous clothes. He was already dead at the moment. But the celestial dragon kept firing, making bloody holes in the royal body. While shooting, the celestial dragon kept yelling, "Untouchable, damn untouchable, how dare you beat me? I am a Tianlong, who allows you to be so arrogant? Damn it, so arrogant." After more than a dozen rounds of bullets were fired, the royal family's back had been beaten into a hornet's nest, and blood flowed all over the floor. The surrounding royal family and nobles were horrified, covering their mouths with their hands and not daring to say a word. But the pirates, he was watching the fun and seemed very excited. "Hey, here are a few more untouchables, I haven't had enough fun yet." The Tianlong people vented their anger and began to reselect people. The people he glanced at took a step back. Just kidding. Who else dares to bet with him at this time? Who dares to win the Tianlong people's money? If you win him, if you lose to him, you may still be killed. If you participate in this bet, you will die. What? No one. Hey, grab a few people. The Tianlong man ordered the guards behind him to say, "Let me play with you." Suddenly a voice sounded, Lucifer walked into the casino. The Tianlong guards turned their heads at the same time. When they saw Lucifer, their pupils widened and they broke out in cold sweat. Road, Lucifer. Why is Lucifer here? Oh no, something big is going to happen. Go quickly, take Sci-fi Saint away from here. The guards' first reaction was to run away with the Tianlong people, while secretly complaining in their hearts. No one thought that they would be so unlucky to meet the four emperors Lucifer in the Golden City. Compared with the frightened guards, the Tianlong people were very happy. Hurry up and serve it, that untouchable just now was too arrogant and it was not fun at all. Seeing the excited Tianlong people, the guards quickly went up to stop him. "Sir Sci-fi, he is the devil Lucifer, the sinner who invaded the Holy Land. It's too dangerous, let's get out of here right now." Nanny. Lucifer. Hearing this name, the expressions of the celestial dragons immediately changed, and their arrogant attitude completely disappeared. Since that night, all the celestial dragons in the Holy Land remembered one name, Lucifer. This man is the only one who does not let go of the world's noble celestial dragons. The devil in his eyes. Wulaoxing had issued an order long ago, and when he met Lucifer when he went out, he immediately ran away. Go quickly. Get me out of here quickly." The heavenly dragon was so frightened that his legs were weak, and his nose had already flowed into his mouth. Phew! The heavenly dragon had just taken a step, but found himself sitting on the gambling table, and the person opposite him was Lucifer. And all his guards, all kneeling on the ground next to him. Lucifer smiled playfully, "Don't leave in a hurry, the gambling hasn't started yet." "No gambling, I won't gamble anymore, I want to leave here. Come on, take me out of here." The celestial dragon was sitting on the chair and yelling, but he couldn't leave his seat. The onlookers, whether they were pirates or nobles, all gloated at the celestial dragon making a fool of himself. How arrogant this celestial dragon was just now, he is so arrogant now. Humble. "Shut up, you idiot!" Lucifer shouted low, and the Tianlong people immediately closed their mouths, hesitating and unable to make a sound. "As long as you defeat me, you can leave alive. If you don't want to gamble, your escort will be your fate." As soon as he finished speaking, half of the dozen or so celestial dragon guards kneeling on the ground exploded, and their flesh and blood flew everywhere. The flesh and blood fragments splashed all over the celestial dragon, which made him wet his pants in fright. "Oh, look, I peed." The celestial dragons were so scared that they peed their pants. What a big news! Today was really an eye-opener. As expected of the four emperors Lucifer, he is truly amazing. When the surrounding pirates saw this scene, they all laughed. The pirates in the New World are different from the first half of the Grand Line. They are all bold and bold. They may not dare to attack the Tianlong people directly, but after a few words of ridicule, there are still many people who dare to curse a few words. And now that Lucifer, the four emperors, is sitting here, they are even more courageous. Everyone knows that at this time, the Navy does not dare to have a head-on conflict with Lucifer. Even if it hurts when it comes to the celestial dragons, no one from the Navy will come. Lucifer looked at the celestial dragons and smiled playfully. "Gambling is too boring, let's do something interesting. The ante is 1 finger. Your 10 fingers, 10 toes, plus your hands, feet, and head are your chips. After cutting off the fingers, cut off the toes, then after cutting off the toes, cut off the hands and feet, and finally cut off the head. Whoever dies, the bet ends." Great Voyage, Invincibility begins from the word spirit fruit. Author, Drunk in March at West Lake. Chapter 160. How about it? Isn't this gambling method very exciting? It's more fun than your previous gambling method, right? The Tianlong people have been frightened almost crazy, their expressions are distorted, and their tears and nose are flowing wildly. "Baby 5, you deal the cards." "At your command, Captain Lucifer." Baby 5 walked to the gambling table, shuffled the cards and gave them to Lucifer and Tianlong. The rules of gambling are the same as the stud in the previous life, very simple, 5 cards for each person. In a luxurious room in the Golden City, the Golden Emperor Tezo Lugo was taking a bath, and 2 beautiful girls, one on the left and one on the right, were rubbing his back together. Tetsara's body was full of muscles and his lines were perfect. But on his back, there was a very terrifying scar that ruined this perfection. Bang! Bakula suddenly broke in and shouted in a panic, "Lord Tezaro, it's bad, Lucifer has taken action against the Tianlong people." Tezalo slowly opened his eyes, expressionless. "Don't worry about him, this matter has nothing to do with us. However, if the Tianlong people die here, the world will be over there. It doesn't matter, it's not our fault anyway. I'll take care of it at the main office, nothing will happen." "Yes, Lord Tezaro." Bakara respectfully stepped back. Lucifer is indeed a monster. Tezalo's pupils flashed with cold light and he murmured to himself. He didn't know what he was thinking. He touched the terrifying scar on his back, and there was endless hatred deep in his eyes. Unknown to outsiders, the famous Golden Emperor Tetzo Lugo was once a slave of the celestial dragons. The horrific scars on his back were left to cover up the dragon's hooves. Tezaro hated the celestial dragons so much that he even wanted to destroy all the celestial dragons. But he couldn't do it, so he could only use the power curve of money to control the celestial dragons and enjoy the pleasure. However, this kind of pleasure is incomparable to killing the celestial dragons with your own hands. Ah! The Tianlong people's miserable screams rang out in the casino hall. The gambling game went very quickly. After just 1 round, all 10 of the Tianlong people's fingers and toes were chopped off. How about it? Want to raise a bet? Lucifer smiled playfully. "No gambling, I won't gamble anymore." "Crazy, you are a crazy person." "I don't want to gamble anymore. Someone, someone, come and save me. You damn untouchables, kill him quickly. I am a celestial dragon. If you dare to disobey my orders, you will be dead. The celestial dragon cried heartbreakingly, with endless fear in his voice, like a madman. The onlookers were so excited by the celestial dragon's words that they looked ugly. How could a bereaved dog who could not protect himself have the confidence to boss them around? However, this is the nature of the celestial dragons. Even in the face of death, they are still arrogant and domineering. So far, only Lucifer has made the celestial dragons know what it means to be afraid. Boom. 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 Rapid footsteps sounded, and a large number of the Navy soldiers finally arrived in a hurry. Stop it and let Lord Shivavari go. When the Vice Admiral at the head saw the miserable appearance of the Tianlong people, his eyes suddenly darkened. At the same time, he was also very afraid of Lucifer sitting at the gambling table. When he knew that the murderer was Lucifer, the Vice Admiral did not want to come. But he didn't dare not to come. Letting Tianlong people be killed and sit idly by is an unforgivable death penalty. Even if he survives, he will be sentenced to death when he returns to the Navy headquarters. Not only that, even his family will also be punished. Implicated. The Vice Admiral felt very unlucky and regretted taking this mission. Lucifer, stop it, he is a celestial dragon. Tianlong people, so what? Lucifer shook the wine glass gently and smiled playfully. The Vice Admiral's heart was beating wildly. Yes, what about the celestial dragons? It's not like the person in front of him has never killed the celestial dragons. The destruction of the Holy Land that shocked the world was concocted by Zifa. Not 1,000 but 800 celestial dragons died in Lucifer's hands. Putting down his wine glass, Lucifer looked around at the crowd and smiled faintly. Everyone present, whoever dares to kill this celestial dragon will be killed, can be protected by the Netherworld pirates. There are other celestial dragons in the Golden City. Similarly, whoever dares to kill a celestial dragon with his own hands can join the Netherworld pirates. As long as you hang my flag, even the Admiral will not dare to take action against you. How about it? Who has the guts? As soon as the words fell, the casino fell into a dead silence. A pirate over 3 meters tall immediately stood up. I'll do it. You dare. The Vice Admiral immediately stepped forward and stopped the pirate. However, with a flash of lightning, the Vice Admiral was knocked away. Then several sword lights flashed, and more than a dozen sword wounds were cut on the Vice Admiral's body. The ones who took action were Anaro and Cavendish. In just a blink of an eye, the Vice Admiral was seriously injured and dying. If you don't want to die, don't move, the fun is just about to begin. Anilu put the golden stick on the Vice Admiral's forehead, and with just one force, his head could be blown off. The rest of the Navy soldiers were all solved by Jack, Caesar, and Baby 5. There was no one around the Tianlong people, and they were all ready. No one could save him. Looking at the pirates walking towards him, the celestial dragon was so scared that he was pissed. Don't come here, don't come here. Get out of here, get out of here. I am a celestial dragon, the god of the world. You, a pariah, kneel down. Untouchable, trash, do you dare to take action against the god of this world? Stop it, stop it. The celestial dragon shouted miserably, but unfortunately everything was of no avail. Finally, the celestial dragon completely collapsed and said his first words of begging for mercy, spare my life, please spare my life. Stop it, spare my life, spare me. I can give you wealth, give you power, as long as you want, I can give you anything. Seeing the celestial dragons begging for mercy, the onlookers suddenly let out bursts of exclamations. The celestial dragons begged for mercy. This is the first time in the world that the celestial dragons begged for mercy. Everyone looked at the celestial dragons who were wailing miserably and constantly begging for mercy, and felt in their hearts the invisible barrier that had always existed disappeared. It turned out that the celestial dragons would also beg for mercy. In the face of death, they were no different from ordinary humans. Kang! The sword flashed, and the pirate had already swung the fatal sword. He kept swinging the sword. In the posture, bright red blood dripped from the blade. The head of the celestial dragon rose into the sky, his expression was distorted, and endless fear still remained in his pupils. With the blood spurting, the celestial dragon's head suddenly fell to the ground, and finally rolled to the vice-admiral's side. Underfoot. It's over. The vice-admiral looked at the head at his feet, his eyes widened, his mind went blank, and he almost fainted. He knew that no matter how this matter developed, he was finished. Letting the Tianlong people die in front of his eyes was an unforgivable sin. He will definitely die. The crowd of onlookers burst into exclamations and roars. Kill, really kill. In full view of everyone, someone killed a celestial dragon. Lord Lucifer, thank you for giving me this opportunity to avenge the kingdom of Farad. The pirate knelt down at Lucifer's feet and kowtowed repeatedly. What outsiders didn't know was that this pirate was actually born into a royal family. The kingdom of Farad in his mouth was his mother country. Because the kingdom of Farad refused to join the world government, but it was destroyed by the forces of the world government. The initiator of everything was the Tianlong people. Get up, from today on, you are a member of the Netherworld Pirates. Lucifer pointed his finger at the pirate in front of him and shot out a line of fire. The line of fire outlined a pattern on the pirate's arm, which is the symbol of the Netherworld Pirates. Thank you, Lord Lucifer. The pirate kowtowed to Lucifer again and thanked him. This scene was seen by the surrounding pirates, and they were all excited. The Netherworld Pirates are now the most powerful pirates in the New World, and there are countless pirates who want to join, but there is no way. But now the opportunity is in front of you. As long as you kill a celestial dragon, you can get Lucifer's protection. As long as Lucifer is your backer, what does the Navy's pursuit mean? If there is the first, there will be the second. 2. Once the hole is opened, it can no longer be closed. Lucifer's series of actions just now have completely crushed the dignity and myth of the Draco into powder, and the awe of the Draco in everyone's hearts has also been completely defeated. Now in their eyes, Dracos are no different from ordinary humans.